Like and subscribe to have amazing luck for the rest of the week. Trips to the beach can be utterly unpredictable. There always seems to be action going down, and no beach is the same. These outrageous incidents you are about to see definitely caught some people off guard. So buckle up and prepare yourself for 15 amazing beach moments you won't believe your eyes when I show you. Number 15. Red crab migration. Have you heard about the 120 million red crabs of Christmas Island in Western Australia that migrate from their burrows in the forest to the beach every year? This occurs and many come to witness it for themselves during the months from November to January. As soon as the first drop of rain falls, the males initiate the migration. At this time, the crabs leave their home and make their way into the ocean to breed. When this happens, the island prepares by closing roads and putting up signs to ensure safety for the crabs. Furthermore, to assist with migration, there are crab bridges built on the island to make crossing the road easier and safer for them. It's an amazing event to witness if you are ever able to make it out there during the migration. Number 14. 700-pound Goliath grouper. If you're anywhere in Tampa or have read up on the red tide, then you may be familiar with the ongoing tragedy that exists there. The Gulf of Mexico is home to algal blooms which come from the microscopic algae species called Karenia brevis, also informally known as the red tide. Algal blooms bring all sorts of problems for humans and marine life. In people, this is seen in the form of respiratory illness and eye irritation. And more often than not, it just straight up kills marine life. One recent victim of the red tide was a 700-pound Goliath grouper that went viral in a video posted to social media. The user posted it to grab attention of folks and hopefully inform them of the damage done by the red tide, and furthermore, how they can spread awareness and help out. Number 13. Shark Pog, aka the basking shark. Usually, sharks have a certain look, but when the internet found out about this shark, a worldwide meme was born. From the title, you already know I am talking about the Shark Pog meme, which features a basking shark. Why is this shark so funny to people though? The Shark Pog meme is a video of a basking shark with its mouth wide open, which shares similarities to the facial expression in the Poggers Twitch emotes. While they are part of the shark family, they are passive and not dangerous to humans in general. Basking sharks are second in size only to whale sharks. They are also one of the 3 plankton-eating sharks. Their enlarged mouth helps them as a slow-moving filter feeder and has highly developed gill rankers to assist with this as well. Number 12. Dog falls from pier. With dogs being man's best friend, it only makes sense that the friendship goes both ways. This friendship was tested between a woman and her pup. There are plenty of sporty dogs out there that love the water, but that doesn't mean they aren't vulnerable to strong water currents and cold water temps, which can eliminate even professional swimmers. This took place in Amsterdam back in November of 2017. In the clip, we see a pup who got a little too excited while playing and ended up falling into the water below. Off to the side, we see a woman who is believed to be the pup's owner finding her way into the water and making her way toward the pup. In addition, a kind Samaritan who saw everything go down decided to jump in after her to help out with rescuing the struggling pup. Together, we see the two of them bring the dog to safety, and thankfully we have a happy ending. Number 11. Jelly blobs found on beach. If you've ever been to the beach at various times during the spring and summer months, you may have witnessed small, gelatinous, crystal clear blobs on the sand. Many are quick to label these as jellyfish eggs. However, these little creatures are actually called salps, and oddly enough, they have more in common with people than they do with jellyfish. Though they look like jellyfish, the only similarity between them is that they are both gelatinous and float around in the ocean. They're quite harmless, and you don't have to worry about being stung or any sort of poison when touching them. Salps are chordates, meaning they are animals with dorsal nerve endings and are vertebrates with backbones, which supports the comment about their similarity to humans. Salps exist to balance out phytoplankton, so when there is a lot of phytoplankton, there are a lot of salps. Basically, these creatures reproduce so they match their food source, so their numbers keep going up until they run out of food, and then they die off and wash up. Number 10. Woman caught 9-foot tuna. People always talk about how humans obtain superhuman strength when a certain time comes. And I want to say, this is one of those times. Up next, we have a woman who managed to hoist a 9-foot bluefin tuna aboard her boat off the coast of Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. The hulking bluefin measured in at 108 inches and weighed an impressive 601 pounds. Sakale tangles with tuna as a commercial fisherman, so that might explain some of her expertise in the field. This particular tuna was landed on a solo fishing trip on her personal boat that is appropriately named as No Limits, and the 9-foot definitely pushed her limits, and the video ended up going viral due to how the fish's weight caused the entire boat to shake. Number 9. Surfer fights off shark. Fight or flight instincts are real, and most people's gut reaction to being attacked by a shark would be to flee. But not pro surfer Mick Fanning. It was during a surfing competition called the J-Bay Open in South Africa when Fanning was knocked off his board by an aggressive shark, and the 3-time world champion did the unthinkable. Rather than fleeing the scene immediately, he punched the creature before escaping and remained unharmed. The only real evidence from the experience was a small depression in Fanning's board, and his leg wrap was bitten. On top of that, the whole thing was captured on live television, so the crazy occurrence was captured for the whole world to witness in awe. Number 8. Orca stuck on rocks. Up next, we have a killer whale that found itself stranded on the rocky beach of Prince in Whales Island in Alaska. The orca was first spotted by a nearby vessel, the Steadfast. The people on board contacted the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, and they authorized the sailors to use a seawater pump to keep the whale wet and any birds away. From there, the crew kept a watchful eye on the animal until NOAA arrived on site. NOAA took care of the killer whale until it finally refloated when high tide came in hours later. Number 7. Giant hippo chase. Up next, we have a video of a giant hippopotamus that took the internet by storm. In the clip, we witness a terrifying incident where a group of safari visitors in Kenya had to flee abruptly when a hippo became enraged and chased the speedboat through Lake Victoria. There are a handful of hippos in the video, but one in particular is the star of it all and sends the group running for their lives when it starts charging at them. No one on the boat expected any of the hippos to act out like that and for the tour to have such a narrow escape. Number 6. Beach full of detergent. Imagine going to the beach and stumbling across thousands of foaming pink neon laundry detergent bottles. This was a reality at a beach in Cornwall where vanished detergent bottles washed up and came ashore on Paldu Beach. Leaking detergent isn't great for nature and wildlife, so environmentalists immediately became concerned, and volunteers gathered to help clean up the neon pink bottles everywhere to stop any more soap from getting on the beach and entering the ocean. An investigation started immediately, and since the bottles didn't have labels on them, people didn't know that they contained laundry detergent until later. The event drew the attention of scavengers who hoped they could sneak onto the beach to score some free detergent. But later, officials made an announcement that people caught taking home said bottles could be fined up to 2,500 pounds. Number 5. Beached whales. If you are unfamiliar with whales and beaching, this usually occurs when whales are pregnant, injured, aging, or weak in such a way that it drifts with the tide and becomes unaware of how shallow the waters are until it's too late. This occurs from time to time, but happened on a larger scale rather recently on July 25, 2023 in Shanes Beach, west of Albany in Western Australia. While these whales are still alive at the time of this recording, the occurrence raised concerns for WA Parks and Wildlife Service, as it was reported there was a pod of approximately 60 to 70 long-finned pilot whales that stranded themselves on this beach. This happened on even larger scales back in 2018, with 130 whales washed up at Hamelin Bay, south of Perth in Western Australia, and also in 1996 with 320 whales in Dunsborough. Sadly, this happens more often than we would like it to, but professionals and experts are doing all that they can to save the whales in this latest case. Number 4. Ice tsunami. Tsunamis on their own are terrifying enough, but have you ever heard of an ice tsunami? Up next, we have a clip shared by a resident on the shore of Lake Erie in January of 2021. In the video, we see frozen waves washing up chunks of ice on the land due to strong windy weather conditions. A layer of ice formed on the lake, and when winds reached a certain point, the ice was blown off the lake and onto the shore, creating a tsunami-like effect. According to residents in the area, this happens almost every year when the winds whip up so strong and the ice has nowhere else to go. Number 3. Kinder Egg Surprise. What would you think or say if thousands of Kinder Eggs washed up on the beach by your house? Well, maybe if you're an environmentalist, you may have concerns about all that plastic. Or if you're a little one, you may be excited about all the toys that lie within those eggs. But no, this is not a hypothetical situation. It actually happened on the German Wadden-See island of Langeoog following an intense storm. If you're not familiar with these eggs, Kinder Surprise are milk chocolate eggs that lie within a plastic egg and also contain a small toy within. It's believed that this situation happened and occurred due to a Danish container ship losing the containers during the storm. When the children of Langeoog heard about this, they flooded the beach to assist in the cleanup of the eggs. Number 2. White orca. When you hear of a white killer whale, you likely may assume that the animal is an albino, but that is not the case with this orca. Meet Frosty, the white male orca that lives off the west coast of North America. It is believed that the science behind this is leucism, which results in partial loss of pigmentation. Animals that are born with this condition are known to not live very long due to not having the ability to camouflage. This prevents them from being able to hunt properly and furthermore avoid predation risks. The white skin also has them susceptible to sunburns. Most of these conditions in regards to their livelihood are issues while growing up, and it's believed that if a white orca makes it to adulthood, then it will be able to carry out a normal life after that. Unlike other animals with leucism, orcas live an aquatic lifestyle that shields them from the sun, and since orcas travel together in groups, this allows them to not stand out as much during hunting and while being hunted. Number 1. Zombie fish. If you came across a pile of dried out fish, it would be very easy to assume they're dead. But this fish species is unlike any you have ever seen before. Hypostomus plecostomus, or the plecostomus suckermouth catfish, are known to enter a deep hibernation state where their bodies become bone dry and look, well, dead. But when water is poured on them, return to normal. So how is this possible? Well, the Hypostomus plecostomus is one of a handful of species that is able to breathe air. The plecostomus suckermouth catfish uses its gills to breathe in normal and hypoxic water, but the less oxygen present in water, the more often the fish species travels to the surface to obtain air. There, the Hypostomus plecostomus stores the oxygen in the stomach to increase buoyancy and for feeding purposes. This tropical freshwater fish's natural habitat exists in northeastern South America in Brazil, the Guineas, as well as Trinidad and Tobago. If you enjoyed today's video, subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Have you witnessed amazing beach moments that didn't make this list? Share them in the comments, and be sure to check out these videos on the screen. Thanks for watching!